Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop, the undisputed voice of the club, the two-time Grammy Award winner. Let me make this official for you. Fat Man Scoop, Crooklyn Clan, Internets. It's time to go with my dude, Premium Pete. Let's get focused. Let's go, Internets. Let's turn up one time, Premium Pete.
Come on, everybody get set. Let's go. It's the next episode. It's the Premium Pete Show. News, interviews, all of the info. Listen up. It's the Premium Pete Show. If you want the scoop in the low, down low, listen to the show, cause Milk said so. Fuck what you heard, better act like you know. It's the Premium Pete Show.
Internets, welcome back to another episode of the Premium Pete Show. Finally sitting down with what we're doing is a mashup, okay?
Yeah.
A mashup with the asshole
Overdue,
army, okay?
overdue.
Yeah, it's overdue. It's overdue. Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know. One thing I want to say, I don't know how the fuck Andrew has made his way on the show 5 times, I think. This fucking talk about whiteprivilege.com. I don't know what happened here.
Well, you know all about it.
It's whitesupremacy.com, dog.
White supremacy happening?
Yeah, it's white people sticking together.com.
Anyway, listen, each of them...
we don't consider Peter white.
Well,
you're clear, Peter.
yeah.
The white delegation. The white delegation does not consider Peter white.
You guys don't want them?
To the whites.
You're off white.
We had a conversation. You're definitely off white.
Well, then that mean I'm a hype beast as well, too. Listen,
Wait, you don't like whites?
No, it's not about
You've been really
whites.
trying to make this Pata thing pop for a long time.
What's Pata?
I haven't.
This is what he's wearing right now, right?
Oh, I thought.
You don't know
Oh,
Pata?
Pata.
Bro,
I thought you
you've
said
been wearing
like
this daily for as long as I've known
First of all, I
you.
want you to feel it. Okay.
Give it up.
Is it soft?
Give it up.
Hold up.
Give it up.
No, hold up.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Pata, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Pata started out in
The only Pata we acknowledge is Patagonia. Okay? We're the whites, and the whites will respectfully decline any Pata this or Pata that. It's Patagonia, or as commonly referred to in a boardroom as Patagucci.
Pata is, let me tell you something. Pata
Yes.
is as close, is the supreme out in fucking Amsterdam, out in London. I'm telling you, okay?
Oh, that's how you know it's got credibility. They're really cool in Amsterdam and London.
No, well, that's what
So
it
you're
started.
saying
They're
you
Dutch.
wipe your cum off a hooker with a Pata towel?
No, Pata is quality. Listen, I'm not gonna let you sit here and talk about Pata. They're friends of mine. I seen them start the brand and take it to a.
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Will they send me
You
a
gotta
box?
know.
Absolutely.
Oh, sick. Well, yeah, Pata's the shit, man. Like, if you guys want to send me a box,
what I mean?
that'd be really cool.
Now that I tell
Send
them,
the care box and we be talking that shit up, bro.
how is it possible we live in a? You know what, Kaz? I want to ask you this. Well, first of all, look, we got
Yeah.
Flagrant 2 here. Okay,
Yeah.
but
They know who
other
the
than
fuck
Flake-
we are.
other
They
than
know the voices
They don't
by
know
now,
the fuck. We ain't
motherfucker.
Pata.
Other than Flagrant 2,
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's
listen,
Nike out
for
here.
people who listen,
Or Puma, or whatever.
Well,
Shouts to
We the
Puma.
shit in Denmark.
That's right. So
This
I'm
guy-
playing around.
Oh, you hear
this
Flagrant
guy's
too
fucking with so many
everywhere you
brands. He
go.
doesn't even know who to fucking
Yo, at
mention
least I got the
anymore.
sneakers to match his jacket.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, Pata doesn't.
You got the
Pata
sneakers
actually-
to
Well,
match.
the color, the theme.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah,
it.
but
Like
his
the
brand's
lavender.
all
Is that
off.
lavender?
Oh, that shit kind of cute. That's
It
the
is kinda
Easter
cute.
egg.
Cute.
You little Easter egg.
like a
This is my
song.
Lilac Pete.
Find you behind the bush.
That's what it is.
Oh
Lilac.
my God, that's your new name. It's Lilac Pete. Are we going to Sugarfish later?
I love Sugarfish.
Oh,
You ever been there?
Sugarfish.
What's so
Never
good
been
about it?
But,
So Sugarfish to me is, first of all, one thing I like is that they don't wait to serve you.
Yeah.
So if
Serve
you're
it up.
eating, they're coming with another dish. And what I like is they have, now you could order a la carte, but what I like is they have like you could order the
Omakase.
the medium. No, like they have like 3 different plans. So
Sushi.
and it comes with like 8 things in one. So if you
Edamame.
order. Yeah, they have. It starts off with that, but
Yeah.
meaning it's all fresh. The taste is amazing. If you fuck with sushi,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Listen, I eat for a living.
Some people might say it's the Pata of sushi restaurants.
Pata is big. Listen, internets. Okay, my internets are definitely going to tell you that. But listen, Pata is nothing to fuck with. Pata
fucks
has
with
made.
Pata,
first of all, Pata has made some of the most amazing sneakers. They collabed with Nike many years ago. They made the homegrowns. They made the Orange State Proper. They made.
You know that one?
The corduroy,
I don't know
the
the
Para
corduroy.
MX ones. Listen to me.
I love corduroy.
Pata is.
Who doesn't love corduroy?
I trust your taste, Pete.
Thank
Yo,
you. I
son,
appreciate it.
can we acknowledge these right here? These Pumas, though? Them shits
All
is
white, the
fly,
cocaine
bro.
Pumas?
No, but then I got that one right there.
What's it say on the
Something in
tongue?
back, and then it says something right here in the tongue. I didn't read it.
It's probably some collab that you don't even know.
Sick ass. This is the Puma Pata collab.
It's almost like reading the fine print. Is there anyone? It's like nobody really reads that anymore.
Premium Pete.
I
There are
read
no
it.
Jews in this room. We do not read.
I'm not talking about ethnicity
Okay?
today. Last time I was on Flagrant, I don't know what happened.
What happened?
Okay.
That's usually the common theme for
We're
guests.
some
that come
good
on Flagrant
boys.
too.
We get ripped off because we don't read the
That's the
fine
common
print.
theme.
You remember what happened when Pete was on last time?
What'd he do?
Chinese food.
Tiny fool. Tiny fool.
One thing I want to
Yo,
give
why
you
you
credit.
came at the Asians? They
No,
make all your clothes and you just rip them every single chance you get.
I don't know what happened. One thing I want to give credit to you is about I come on Flagrant 2,
Yeah.
and Andrew tried to pitch me. I was like, don't worry, it's a safe place.
It is.
You could talk. And next thing you know, I'm over here saying Chinese food. And I'm like, what the fuck happened?
But we were talking about the empowerment of the Asian community and how they own all their own restaurants and how they make all this money.
And they come and buy property with fucking cash.
And they take all your land.
These are facts.
Little Italy's gone because of them.
That's true. They did take
talking
Little
about that
Italy.
the other
Are you
day.
salty about that?
Nah,
they took Little Italy from you.
Nah, the only thing I don't like about in New York City, Chinatown has the letters
Bodies, y'all.
all over TD Bank, McDonald's, everything.
Yeah, yeah.
In Little Italy, you don't see Italian shit on the banks.
Because you guys can't speak Italian.
And you don't got money.
Or English. What?
And you don't got
talks,
money.
bro.
Well,
Money
Italians
does
got
talk.
money.
Money talks and bullshit walks.
You got to learn how to play
Not money you
mahjong.
can put in banks. It's like from
Private
mafia stuff.
sanitation, washing of bodies, bookies,
Yeah.
Construction.
construction.
Yo.
Yo, do you know something? My boss got hit, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, I heard
Staten
about
Island,
this.
and my boss got hit,
Yeah.
but it wasn't mafia.
What was it?
It
He was sucking some guy's cock.
No, God forbid. Don't say that. No, I don't mean that, but it's not what he does.
Dude, he wasn't sucking some guy's
No,
cock.
no, what happened?
What is it like? Hey, you know, if you suck some guy's cock really good, you know what it sounds like when you're mixing up that Chinese
How do you
food.
deal with that?
How do
Nasty.
I?
That could be mac and cheesy. Mac and cheese is
I'm about to say the mac and cheese. That's the go-to. That's for the pussy though.
That's when you know you got good pussy.
The good pussy, that's what it's wet.
When it sounds like mac and cheese.
That crap.
God damn, man. That's that's how a lot of babies are born.
So let's talk about your cousin getting hit.
It wasn't my cousin. The point I want to make is
It was his
mom-
cousin's boyfriend.
No, it wasn't him.
Sucking
I'm not
some-
involved in anything. I'm not involved. But
Oh,
the
okay.
point I'm making is
Well, I thought you knew
people were
something.
hitting me, telling me mob hits in 2019. How is this possible? Like, they don't believe that the mafia still exists.
Right.
Because you know what it is? Back, I think when we grew up,
Yeah.
you know, with Gotti, you saw it, like, so
Right.
up close
We
and
saw that
personal.
shit,
It
man.
was
We
never
saw
like
the
that.
fuck out
So
of it.
just because you don't see it doesn't mean it still doesn't exist.
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
He loves, you know, you understand that I pronounce things all fucking fucked up, that I butcher
What are you
things.
talking about, dog?
Okay.
I just.
Don't make fun of me on that.
What are you looking at? Look
Don't
at.
make fun of me on that. Okay.
Listen, man, I'm steering you in a
So
good
you
outfit.
you think that the mafia still is around?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Absolutely.
But you don't think
Yeah.
that they've gone legit. You don't think they're away from the murders now that they've, you know.
That
kind of-
wasn't a mob hit, and it's known fact. It isn't.
Yeah, but so do you think they're away from the murders? Is what he's
Yeah,
saying.
like I don't think they're operating in that.
People still
You know?
die. What are you
I
talking
think they
about?
still absolutely. Get
So what are they? Are they still?
There's dumpsters people
Absolutely,
find up in.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're so intertwined into legit business that they don't need to operate on the outskirts of life like they used to. Like there was a time where they weren't doing all the sanitation and construction.
They were bootlegging.
And real estate. They were bootlegging, right? They were
Trafficking. You know, robbing trucks with TVs in it. And,
Right. And even if they are doing that, that's like small potatoes. Like when you're getting union contracts from the city and the state, this is big money. We're talking about like laying cable for the state.
Sure.
This is major
windows. They
money.
would do tons of windows.
Whatever. Like we're talking about millions and millions of dollars worth of contracts, right? So it's like you're really going to knock over Nobody Beats the Wiz? It's
maybe.
small
It's
money.
good.
It's like it's baby money.
Yeah.
They don't care about that. This is the dream. Like you come to America. This is what everybody does. You do illegal shit for a little bit, and then you make enough to go legit, and you go legit. That's how the Kennedys made their money, right? They were selling fucking dope.
Well, all I want to know is what happened to Magic Johnson. That's what the fuck I want
That
to
guy
know.
was getting his cheeks fucking pounded.
By who?
Pete. What?
LeBron, dog.
What happened? What happened to Magic Johnson?
What happened? He was never cut out for that job. It's Hollywood. They thought you could just bring in a nice big name, a fancy name, and think shit'll just fall through. And they thought they had
Yeah?
LeBron. Oh, what's the scoop?
You got that Alex Media? You got that Alex Media?
Wow.
Shouts
You're
out.
not gonna catch that.
here, bro.
You're not gonna catch it.
Why, really, bro?
I can't.
He comes in there all Puma dripped.
I'm about to say you can't just be like, oh, I got the scoop.
That
and
is
then-
fucked up to giggle. You got the scoop and then not.
I got the
That was a very cocky
motherfucking
move.
scoop.
Yo,
Did you hear that? Did you hear that wind tunnel
Yeah.
that just blew out?
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, hey.
I won't say the scoop, but I'll say something different. It was essentially what Kaz was echoing is Magic made a decision that he didn't want to make hard decisions. And we've spoken about this on Flagrant 2, but essentially, you know, when you become the boss, there are certain things that you have to do. You have to fire people, you have to trade people, and he realized that position didn't give him the joy that his already amazing regular life did. We're not talking about somebody who, has come from, middle management and then gotten the opportunity to be a president of the team. We're talking about a billionaire, a self-made billionaire that has tons of joy in his life, and now he can't even call a young NBA player and give him some advice, and that's taxing, I guess, on a guy.
Sure.
So that's why he stepped down. Yeah, but who replaces him, man? That is an interesting one.
Okay.
That is an interesting one.
All of a sudden, he's what's this guy's name? Adam Schechter.
Adam Schefter.
Woj?
Woj bombs, Shams bombs.
Let me tell you something.
We had a couple Woj bombs this season.
I got Woj by at least an hour every time before it happens. I just don't put it out there because there's certain things I have to respect. But I got him by at minimum
Listen,
an hour.
he called the Porzingis shit about a smooth 2 weeks before it happened.
Really?
Smooth 2 weeks before it happened. We was on the show talking, and I was doing the same thing you do. I'm like, bullshit. They're never gonna trade Porzingis. What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah.
2 weeks later, the motherfucker was gone.
Yeah.
Shocked. And I looked at the motherfucker like, what do you know? Like, how the fuck did you know that shit was gonna happen? But I thought that was just pessimistic Knicks fandom, where it's like, oh, we always do the dumb shit like trade our superstar players, and then that's what the fuck happened. So he didn't have the scoop on
Shit is
the.
gonna get crazy in LA next year.
I mean, I
in
would.
a good way or a bad way?
Oh, it's just gonna be so interesting. Listen, I'm not 100% sure, but different ideas. But yeah, LA is gonna be very interesting next year. Put it that way.
You like LA?
I think it's so good, man.
No, I mean even visiting there.
Yeah, like
would
what the fuck are we
would
doing
you
in
be
this
willing
cold?
to live there?
When summer and spring comes around in New York, it makes everything worthwhile. But the older I get, I'm like, why am I spending a half of my year in discomfort?
Yeah.
What is the point of that? Like, why?
So could we see Bi-Coastal Andrew coming up soon?
Sure, I could be in LA. I could.
I don't.
Definitely move that
I don't
way.
know if I could ever live
I was
there.
kind of bi-coastal last year. When
Yeah?
I was doing
How'd you
the
feel about
Uninterrupted show. It was cool, man. Like, it was actually like very balancing. Like, for
What about waking up? When did you get used to waking up? Like, in the morning? Like,
like because you wake up mad earlier.
Fucking hard-hitting questions over here.
Because Andrew.
Could you wake up in the morning?
I know Andrew's going to be like
Was
this.
the 3 hours that difficult
No, it
for
is,
you
it is. Hold
to
on.
get yourself out of bed?
Whenever I go to LA,
It is mind-boggling to me how people negotiate the time zone changes. One of the things I usually do upon arriving in LA is I take a Tylenol PM so I can go to sleep immediately and wake up at a normal hour in the morning time. There are times where not even 1 or 2 Tylenol PM works in making me go to bed because my mind is running at night with all the deals I'm negotiating, but probably not making money on because I'm a good guy.
Okay.
That's how it goes usually.
Kaz,
Yeah.
every time I'm in LA, and which is recently, I was a couple times already this year.
Yeah.
I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm dead serious.
What?
It's dark as out. I can't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to meet until like 11, 12 o'clock.
So you
and then
just
they say,
start
let's go for
fucking
lunch.
stroking away
Oh,
on
of
that
course, go back
fucking
to
meat,
sleep.
bro. You have to just start pounding that meat
Well,
away.
let me ask you something. Have you ever, since you want to talk about this, have you ever jerked off to a point where if you wanted to go to sleep, you would jerk off?
I
Right?
do like
Yeah, that's
damn near
night-night.
daily.
That's
Not
night-night
daily,
right there.
but
Akaash.
Wait,
you're
hold on.
saying
Ask that question again, Pete.
I know it was kind of a little,
I thought I saw what you were saying, but I had
you-
trouble.
yeah,
So just
you
ask
talking-
again. So just ask again real
You're
quick.
talking about, do you jerk off to fall asleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
What kind of
That's a
question is
normal
that to
thing.
ask? That's a
No,
very
that's
normal
normal.
thing.
Now here's the
Who
question.
doesn't do that?
Well, you never know.
Here's the question.
Sure, I'm
Do you
wow.
jerk off, right? Leave it on your belly, and then go
There
to
he
sleep.
goes.
Do you ever do that?
Why would I do that? I use a baby wipe it off.
No, bro. That's
And why
not
would
how
it
it's
come
done.
beyond
That's
my
gay,
belly?
dog. That's gay. You wipe it
Baby
up.
wipes are the best. I don't know
You
what
wipe
you're
it up.
talking
Baby
That's
wipes.
gay. Fam.
A warm washcloth.
Warm washcloth,
A warm
yes.
washcloth.
No,
does
dude,
the
that's,
deal.
no, I'm talking about it's late at night, right? It's in LA. You're exhausted from the time zone change. Those 3 hours really taking a toll on your
Time
body.
zone change.
You're laying down, right? You're laying down your bed, and then you just start beating off.
Okay.
Right into your belly button, right? You let it pool up in your belly button, just like a little, the water right next to the curb.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know what? Sometimes you're
No,
stuck
but
in.
check this out. I've jerked off so many times. I never had cum in my belly button. I don't know what you're talking about.
You got an Audi?
Andrew came on his own face.
How?
He didn't come on his own
I
face.
did come on my
yeah,
own
that-
face one time.
How did that happen?
He was into it.
No, I wasn't into it.
You were into
How did
it.
that happen?
A girl was on top and she got off, and then my dick flopped up forward, and I just shot a load right onto my face, and then she.
How'd you just let it rock like that?
Yo,
I like when Pete actually laughs. He gets so happy.
Bro, Pete, like
Your
that.
dick.
It break-
Boom, like that.
That's fucking funny.
Like
though.
that, right across
When Pete
my
laughs,
face.
you broke him. Like he didn't want to give it up,
he didn't wanna
but
give it
you
up.
break him.
all right, listen.
Yeah.
Let's
keep
get
asking
this.
questions.
Flagrant 2,
Yeah.
Akaash, Kaz, and Andrew. I like to still take credit for that.
Your ego helped us come together.
Yo, your
no, it
ego
wasn't my
brought us
ego.
together.
Yo, thanks you
for
for
internets
part of it,
listening, for internets listening who don't know. Okay,
This couch is uncomfortable.
when you
bro.
be, it is
And you're really close to each other too.
pretty good.
No, I love being close to this guy.
You guys are just
fucking
grab each other's thigh. Yeah, get into it. Get into it.
Hey, bro, are we getting sushi together or what?
Sugarfish.
Dude, you know what happens when
You're
I
my
eat
sugar
fucking
fish.
raw fish?
Wait, what happens? What the hell? Where are we going with? Yeah,
eat raw-
Andrew in
how
the
do you
mood.
deal with him?
Sometimes he in a mood.
Do I?
I'm in the mood.
Bro.
Let me tell you something.
in a
I'm
mood,
just
bro.
happy it's
Certain-
not.
certain
Just happy it's
days-
not happening to you. When he's in a mood, he just locks on to someone.
Just lay.
And
it
it's
just doesn't
something,
stop.
and it's just every question is. You can tell with the intensity he
Cat.
talks with. Let me see that mouth.
Dad, you fuck.
See
Dad.
this? Listen, when
He had
when
coffee
when I
that
have-
late in the day, I think.
when I'm ready for some sushi, when I have some fucking albacore. When I have that fucking maki.
Albacore?
Yeah, you don't have a nice little albacore?
That sashimi?
That
Yeah.
yellowtail, that sashimi, right? I get a few pieces in.
Yeah.
I use that wasabi and I mix in low sodium.
Okay.
Do you use high sodium or low sodium?
I don't focus on that. What do you think? I don't get sushi and tell me to use low sodium.
No, the soy sauce, dog.
Oh yeah, I like the.
You think I'm talking about the sodium in the fish? What do you think I am, a gourmand?
Kill this fuck. All right.
Fuck
Let me get some-
What the fuck you think I
You
am?
think he's a fucking stunad?
Bro, what do you think this is fucking Italy?
Italy's okay. I don't know what happened to Mario Batali.
What, does he look like a fucking prosciutto to you?
Do
huh?
I look like a Gabanagutski?
It was Gabagool.
The
Oh,
gabagool. Yeah, I
gabagool?
knew that. That's Staten Island, me.
Fucking ghoul, bro.
Some fucking Goomba? You just fucking...
Come on, bro.
Listen.
Okay, go. Sorry.
No, it's
Sorry,
all
I'm
good.
in a
It's-
mood today.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just listen for people that are listening that may never heard
Yeah.
of Flagrant 2. Right?
Yeah.
There could be, right? You never know.
Yes, there could be.
Right? You know, Flagrant 2 is a podcast started by all three of you guys, right?
Gang, gang,
But
gang.
when you just started, what did you picture?
Gang,
Because when you
gang,
just
gang.
started, what did you think? You think it was like, because you do sports and you talk about like, you know, anything. It's like unfiltered. To me, it's like
Unfiltered,
unfiltered
uncensored.
barbershop, sports.
Raw. Basically, we use sports as a filter, right? 'Cause
Okay.
we assumed that people who we want to talk shit about whatever the fuck we want to do it unfiltered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we assumed that people who are into sports don't get triggered easily. They don't say words like problematic. They don't say words like stay woke,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what we did is we called it a sports podcast because we love talking sports anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gave us the freedom to talk however we want because people who are into sports tend to not really be as upset.
Bitch asses.
Yeah. They tend to not be like pussies.
So you mean to have a strong, tough skin?
Yeah, exactly. Like, think of your sports friends, right?
Yeah,
Are they
like-
going to be like,
like-
how could you say that word?
Yeah, like a good part of the beginning of the show was just about you know, everybody watches sports. Like we can disagree on a bunch of things, like, but at the end of the day, like, oh, we all love the NBA, we all love
Sure,
football. So that's kind of like, if that's the person that we're talking to, that's the Flagrant 2 fan. Like, of course, there's all this other shit going on in the world, but at the end of the day, we'll talk about whatever for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, all right, let's talk about the Knicks. Let's talk
Exactly.
about football. It always brings it all back together. So
First
Sports
hour
talk.
is us talking shit,
Yeah.
right? And then the second hour is us talking about sports, and it's usually culture behind sports, right? It will be like this Magic Johnson thing. We're not
Yeah.
breaking down numbers, so to say.
we're not stat geeks.
Exactly. It's
just-
like who's the best fighter in the NBA, right? Like, put it this way: any like cool sports convo that you see happening on ESPN started on Flagrant 2,
yeah.
right?
It happens all the time. Weekly at this
Anytime they
point.
do something where you're like, whoa, this is too cool for ESPN, it started on Flagrant.
Literally this week they had the who is the best fighter in the NBA poll.
Yeah.
We had a conversation
Yeah.
on Tuesday's episode about what's your Avengers fighting team in the NBA.
And I'm
you
so
gotta have 5 people
meticulous
to
with
go to war
my
with.
followers. Like I look and like I'll see like people who follow me on
Like,
Instagram and
ooh,
Twitter.
yeah.
It'd be like ESPN producer of such and such show, or like
Yeah.
producer of First Take, producer of whatever. And I'll see that they're following me, but they'll never say anything. And then like I'll see like topics come up on their show, and I'm like, they listen to the show. They don't.
Sometimes I'll be watching, and even
And of course, there could always be like coincidence, but like there's way too many coincidences for it to be like, all right, yeah.
You know what? I used to be upset about those types of things when
Yeah.
people would tear shit, but now I look at it as like power. It's like this is how you influence your market.
Yeah.
So we're just pushing everybody in the direction of a conversation that we're better at having.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because no matter what they take from us, they can't talk about it how we can.
The way
talk
we
about
talk about
You
it,
know what I mean?
yes.
The way they want to talk about it, they can't. And the way we talk about it,
you
people
mean because
gravitate
it's like
towards.
because they're on TV?
Because it's unfiltered, yeah. Like
On TV,
we have nobody.
we're
to,
the experts at shit talk. They can't shit talk. They know about sports and they know about like stats and that
They're
kind of stuff.
journalists.
They're journalists, right? So we push it in a direction of shit talk because so that's like, for example, let's say it's about like sneakers or something like that, clothing with you. It's like if you push the national conversation into this topic of like sneakers or clothing, right? You're going to be more nuanced and interesting about that than anybody else.
Like if Scott Van Pelt suddenly started doing a sneaker hype,
if
whatever
ESPN
segment.
starts doing like a sneaker show, it's like you're going to be
What's he
way
gonna
better
say?
at that. So that's the way we look at it now. It's like I want to move. I want you to take our topics because you fell into the trap. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, it's like I'll give you a great example. I remember when we got our first ad back in the day, Combat Jack Show, rest in peace.
What was it for?
And it was probably, I don't remember what it was. It was probably some local place around or whatever. And then we got Bevel early on.
Right.
Yeah, I remember Bevel being big.
But check this
yeah.
out. Here's what
You're
I
the
like.
perfect
is that
spokesperson for Bevel.
How we
actually.
knew that we were different. What'd you say?
You're the perfect
perfect
spokesperson for Bevel. If I saw one guy and said that guy looks like he should be Bevel, I'd ask
Really?
Pete. I'd ask Premium Peter.
Fuck.
Say you little.
Can I
fuck.
tell you something?
So wait, so hold on, let me finish this. So the point I'm trying to make is that I remember us stepping into that game and world, and then internet's Pata. He doesn't understand. Now he's wearing Puma. Look at him. You see him? Stepping his game up.
That's my OG. That's my OG
Listen,
right there.
listen,
Premium Pete. That's my. I don't say that about a lot of people, but Pete, you're one of my OGs, man. Love you, buddy.
So I guess what I'm saying is I remember Combat and me and him having a conversation and being like, yo, the radio stations can't fuck with this podcast shit.
Yeah.
Because they can't talk like we're talking. Like, for instance, we were saying like, yo, internets, let me tell you why you should fuck with Bevel. How
Yeah.
could you say that on the radio?
Yeah.
You couldn't- You couldn't say that,
You
right?
can't say that.
And it sounds so real.
Yeah.
And we weren't faking it, but I'm just saying, think about how that sounds.
Yeah.
So it's like to know that you guys are carving out a lane of unfiltered talk. And even me, like when I was on there, I was like, damn, I fucking feel very comfortable here. I got to watch myself or else I'll be out of here. I'll be out of. One thing I will say, when I watch a lot of the clips,
Yeah.
I'll always see, especially I'll see Andrew going crazy, Akaash laughing, right? And then I'll see fucking Kaz shaking his head. And I'm like, all right, this is what I get used to.
Guys
You know what?
knows he
Here's
has
the
a-
thing.
like,
If I'm not shaking my head, then the whole show completely goes off the rails. Like somebody, like they can.
We got to bulldoze Kaz's
Yeah, like
sensitivities.
sometimes, like there's certain episodes where like I just say fuck it and I just lean into it with them. But like if you have one crazy motherfucker, that's great.
Yeah.
If you got two crazy motherfuckers, it's even
that's
better.
it, yeah.
If you got three crazy motherfuckers on one show, then it's just like, all right, then it's just what the
It's
fuck
off
we
the
listen
rails.
to.
Then
Yeah,
it's just pure fun, and who wants that?
yeah, who wants to have pure fun? Fuck all that
It's
shit.
unadulterated fun.
That's what it really is.
Dude.
Kaz knows that he has a very illustrious career in journalism ahead of him. Okay, and he
Not
knows
even
that-
ahead of me. I already had a pretty illustrious career.
Yeah, but like you could go top level if you
Yeah.
want. You're a very talented guy. I believe in you.
Yeah, thank you.
You know,
Appreciate that.
so I wouldn't ask you to do this if I didn't believe in you. So
All right, well, what do you want to hug him next?
So, but the point is we say
Jerk me
some
off?
wild shit that could potentially fuck up that illustrious career.
But it's funny though because like I feel like, and I guess I'm showing my hands right here. Like a lot of the times, I agree with you, motherfuckers. It's just that like I can't show it because
Well,
like
yeah,
if I
but-
don't, like if I at least show that I have some sort of like contrition, like a lot of this shit is funny and it's great and hilarious, but a lot of times, hence the name, it's really fucking flagrant, and I have to at least show that. Oh my god, I can't believe this.
Don't show nothing.
You know what I
Lean
mean?
in, bro.
Listen, sometimes
No.
he's the adult in the room. There's nothing wrong
There's
with
got to be an adult in the room.
And I
There-
want to
no.
see the adult in the room. There's nothing wrong
There's
with
got to be an adult in the room.
And I
There
want
you
to
go.
say this. I want to say this too.
How often have kids been playing going, damn, I wish there was an adult in the room?
Never.
Right? Like,
But-
Yeah, when the
How often
motherfucker runs into a glass table
Yes.
and there's fucking eyes, like,
Yeah.
well, if there was an adult in the room, there wouldn't be no fucking glasses.
Or who's gonna take him to the hospital?
Who's gonna take us? Exactly.
that
None
out,
of you
man.
motherfuckers got insurance? What the
Sometimes
fuck?
Man,
gotta
fuck that,
die,
Kaz.
bro.
Every episode could be a bachelor party, but you here as a fucking housewife. We want a guma. We don't want a housewife.
That's fun. The bachelor party's fun, but when you all come home with fucking herpes,
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
You can't get herpes, if you take them to a fucking diner.
Now,
What?
is this the Italian guy now?
I guess
I'm
that's
going
what-
into Italian
Last time he
superstition.
did Russian.
No, but I'm trying
Okay,
to
I
get
get it
into
now.
the
I was real confused for a second.
Yeah, I was like, all
I thought you just ran out of nouns, and I was like, this motherfucker went to
fuck
a
is he
diner.
I want to go into Italian superstitions. Like, how do you make sure that you don't get an STD from your guma?
You don't tell anyone.
That's fucking disgusting.
This fucking guy. Hold on.
Maron, is that what they say?
I want to finish what I was saying with Kaz.
Okay, go.
So one thing. Okay. Now, Kaz, let me ask you something. Do you ever get any shit from other people for Andrew?
The Flintstones were Italian the whole fucking time. They were Italian.
This is what we
But
do.
he doesn't say it that far.
You gotta let it. You gotta trust me. Just let them. Just let them do this.
Only
Just let
Italians
them do
are
this for
dumb
a
enough to make a
while.
car and not put a motor in it. Just a movie your feet. You're moving your feet and you're making a movie that's
Fred Flintstone's not Italian.
What did Fred Flintstone
All
do
the
for a
time.
living?
This
What did
much
Fred
shit,
Flintstone
dude.
do for a living? Construction! Making up things with the dinosaur.
He did.
Breaking the
I
rocks.
remember he used
Making
to,
a rocks, making a building.
then he used to slide down.
Oh, I got Jamaican with that. Making a building.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you,
making a building.
one thing you don't want Andrew to do is be an impressionist. Okay. Comedian, yes. Content creator, yes. Sick motherfucker, yes. Okay.
But
Drip
Wanna
God.
be basketball player,
Drip.
yes.
The impressions are.
Okay, my,
No, but here's the thing. Here's the
one
thing.
is it- the
Here's the thing
Russian-
with his impressions, though, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like he's so annoyingly like meticulous with like other people's culture that like
that's what I was
sometimes
gonna think.
he'll be too good at certain shit, and it'll annoy you, and you want to be offended, but you really can't be because it's like, oh god, all right, he really.
The Russian one was good when he's like, he does this one where he goes, hello. You know, like,
I'm not gonna do it.
okay.
I'm Italian today.
Well, it's not a
On
good
my
Italian.
It's not.
It's not. Let me explain.
Hey, it is not.
It's not good.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay, give me an example.
A-E-I-O-U. is the
A
vowels.
E
Sometimes why?
I O.
Yeah.
Hold on, it's not.
Oh, it's so
Oh.
A.
Okay. A. E.
O.
I.
U.
Wait, you're not gonna do I?
I.
Okay, ready? A.
Yeah.
Go do the next one.
E.
E.
I.
A.
O.
O.
U. Now let me give you another fact.
Okay, go,
This is
go.
not-
Yeah,
it's
give
not-
me
this is
the
not-
hardest
this
thing
is
to
not
say in
100
Italian.
So, no, listen. This is not.
Mom, I'm gay.
No.
So you were asking if I ever get shit for
And God bless
doing
me.
them a lot.
All I wanted to do was have a mashup. This guy's fucking going nuts.
Oh,
This-
we mashing it up right now, Peter. Hey, Peter. Peter.
Yeah.
What kind of Italian is this?
Yeah.
Peter. Hey, let me think.
It's like a, go ahead. It sounds like my grandmother. But
Let me
go ahead.
talk to you. Hey, Peter, come here. Let me talk to you a second. I just want to talk to you about one thing. Remember back in the day when you were a little altar boy? You remember that?
Is that the priest?
Yeah. And remember how cute you looked in that little outfit?
He didn't touch me.
What? Remember when I... Remember
Any
when
altar boy, let me tell you something. Never ever be an altar
Hey,
boy.
remember when I dropped that wafer? Remember that I dropped that wafer? Remember I dropped that wafer and I stared right down your asshole, Peter? Do you remember when I stared right
Cass,
down your asshole?
What the fuck is he talking about?
This is
I don't fucking know
This is
idea.
ASMR for
But
gay
if you don't let him get through this, he will plow through anything you're trying to talk about.
He's a machine.
You just gotta let it. You just gotta let it happen.
Let me get back to
And then once it's done,
Okay, go.
then you reel it back.
let this be where you find out more things.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is
I can
this.
learn something here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kaz, one thing I will say is again,
He's
I'm
been
going
trying
back
to make
where-
this point for 30
Yeah, I know.
minutes.
Well, because Andrew won't let
But
me.
you don't know
No.
the fun? The fun is not letting you say
That's
it.
the thing, yeah.
It's the fun.
but we gotta get
That's the fun for them.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
he'll
so
try to-
fun. It's
he'll
my
try to bring
favorite
up
thing.
sports.
But
and
as-
like,
as his being the big, the parent in the room, or check this out. The point I'm making is this:
Go.
he supports you not only because he's doing something with you, but even vocally, right? No, I'm dead serious.
I know.
But how much shit do you deal with from other people? Because some people like to hate
It's died
on
down.
shows.
It's died down for a while. But when the podcast really started to hit and starting to really like get momentum, I won't mention names, but there was definitely people from like other shows that didn't take kindly to Andrew.
Mention
and,
names.
I had to do some mediation.
Yeah, like what are you
between
doing?
both.
Like, what are you doing?
Like there were certain things said on certain episodes that
Our podcast more black than anything else. We got 2 blacks.
I didn't mention anything
One
about
brown,
black people.
one let some kind of Mexican.
Oh no, he's talking about he was talking about certain jokes that might have been
Yeah.
made. About like certain
Oh, okay,
brunches.
I got you.
Not even the brunch. See, I wasn't even mentioning that, but that too. That's another one. Like, there's certain times where, like, all right, so boom, we might as well just talk about it.
Yeah.
The fucking there was the episode. There was the episode when
finna talk about it?
I guess I called them the Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
The week
Yes.
of like
we called you to be fair.
You called me
to take away the responsibility from you. It's not like you were
Right.
calling to.
Right.
do
So
anything
long
wrong
story
there.
short, like they made a big fucking thing about this like Rock Nation brunch or whatever, and like Rory, who does the Joe Budden podcast, is a very good friend of mine. Like,
like
obviously, I love Rory.
Very good
It's
friend.
his family. And
Relax,
like,
Akaash.
What? I said he's a very good friend. What I say?
It's family. Listen, us whites got to stick together.
It's not about whites. It's not about whites. It's that
So
show
basically-
reminds me of Combat Jack Show back in the day. I like what they're doing.
Right.
I'm not, look, go ahead. Whatever.
So basically, the thing
ahead.
was like with them, man, like.
Yeah.
With their show's very different than ours, so like when they say certain shit, you can tell like, oh yeah, if this is how I feel, that's how I feel. They don't understand like through the guise of our show, they're comedians. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they're gonna dig and go in because
Sure.
it's their shtick and like don't take nothing personal, whatever. Like but sometimes.
Well, what was he saying?
Don't take it personally. It's not
about
like
the Rock
we
Nation
would let
brunch?
you in our brunch.
I mean, they made it into something bigger than it really was.
No, I mean, what
Like,
was Andrew saying?
What was I saying?
Yeah.
What was I saying? I don't know. I was saying.
The question was, have I ever had to take shit for things
Yes.
they've said? Yeah.
Thank you for being the parent.
Hey, Pete, shut the fuck up, dog. I had enough of this shit.
That's Akash's go-to all the time.
Condescending ass.
His go-to is, yo, shut the fuck up. Like,
Condescending ass. But that was mad condescending mad time.
it's not condescending.
Thank you, Cass,
He's
for
been
being
trying
a
to make
parent
this
in
work
the
for
room.
35
Shut the fuck up,
minutes.
man.
Listen, you Indian fuck. Listen. If it wasn't for fucking, you would never be wearing a Dreamville fucking shirt. If it wasn't for fucking Andrew Schulz.
Oh.
I have you know, this is my girlfriend's sweatshirt that I stole.
Oh, you wouldn't be nothing without her.
Take that, Peter.
You wouldn't be nothing without her. What is she?
You right about that.
What is she?
Fine as
Is
fuck.
she Indian?
Yo, Akash dates an Indian.
Oh, his girl
Akash dates
fine,
an
too.
Indian woman.
Brown
This girl
love,
fine,
Is
Peter.
that
bro.
planned?
Brown
Yeah,
love,
it was
Peter.
planned.
His
It was
father said,
planned
"You
by
gonna-
God.
It wasn't
Planned by God, planned by
arranged.
destiny.
Look at this.
It wasn't
Akash
arranged. He
dates
found
an
her on her
Indian
own,
woman. He's
too.
proud. He dates an Indian woman. Kaz dates a black woman. He's proud.
Who do you date?
All women.
I date all women, son. I'm Benetton. You know what I mean? I'm out here, bro. We not
Who are you,
playing
Pete?
around.
Proud Italian. Who you with?
Yo,
Huh?
what do you?
Who you
do
with?
date an
Proud Italian.
woman?
Trini.
You
No, I
date
don't
a
mess with
Trini
Italian
Beautiful.
girls.
Oh man, God
You're
bless
not even
you.
Italian, bro.
Any
My
West
first-
Indian?
When I was married,
on.
my first marriage.
You thought Italian women had too much attitude, so you dated
that
a
was
West
Trini.
Indian? You fucking psychopath!
No.
Are you out of your mind?
Hold on.
Holy shit!
Let me explain myself.
Dude,
Let me
holy
explain
shit.
myself.
Pete
Let me
lives in
explain myself.
South Jersey just so he has 2 hours to get the fuck away from his wife every day.
So let me explain to you. When I first got married to a Puerto Rican girl. Right?
Okay.
And I had my daughter. Thank God, was the best thing. It didn't work. We got married
Yeah.
young. It didn't work, right?
Beautiful
But the
dog.
reason-
How old were you
I saw
when you got married?
Happy birthday.
Got
She
married?
just turned 19,
wait,
right?
sorry.
23, maybe.
Okay.
So
yeah, I
she was
guess
Puerto Rican? Sorry, is that what you said?
Puerto
Yeah,
Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Okay.
But
Puerto Rock.
here's the problem.
Yeah.
Why I didn't want to date Italian women. When I grew up, the Italian women were like men. So what I mean by that is like they're like, oh, where the fuck you going? So I was like, bro, it
Bigger
wasn't
clits, too.
sexy to me.
Yeah,
And
they
you
weren't
see a Puerto-
soft. They were
you know what I mean?
too
Big old
hard
clits.
rocks.
And the Puerto Rican girl,
Huge
you know,
clits. Those
big
girls got some
earrings,
big clits,
you know,
man.
sitting at the bus
Fucking
stop, sucking on a
massive
lollipop. I was
Dude.
like, yo,
Fat
what'd
ass.
you say?
They got big clits, the Italian women. They
I
usually
mean,
have some big
I
old
really don't.
clits.
I've only messed with a couple.
You've
I
only
really
messed with
don't
a
know.
couple. And
They do got
they
roast
have some-
beef. Some of them got roast beef.
Oh, but yeah,
Like,
but
you know what I
girls
mean?
with Audi pussies got the best personality,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
But why do you say that?
Because the ones that I've met with that got outie pussy has the best personality.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
And the ones without a bit more bashful, as you say.
Yeah, they're just not as funny. They're not as interesting. I think if a girl has a little tucked in pussy, but if it's out,
Personality spilling out of him too.
spilling out of him as well.
Now, let me ask you: can you look back at certain girls that you've been with,
Yeah.
and know the different feeling of having sex, like meaning like where it felt more comfortable, it felt like some of them you didn't feel like you have enough room, some of them you felt too loose. Do you remember those moments?
I've been with girls that have very tight pussies, and I've been with girls who I felt had more of a bucket.
Bucket list.
Yo, sometimes you
But
get
how
a
did
bucket.
you deal with the bucket?
Honestly, I gave it to a Chinese man to put fish inside of it.
Bro.
Or you could just give it to the Chinese man's son, have him sew it up like
Very
this.
fragrant.
Fragrant.
Yo, Kaz.
Yeah. What's good, bro?
So much fun.
What's good, Pete? We're here, bro.
It's so much
What's
fun
good,
to
bro?
be interviewed on a show because there's no responsibility to drive it, so you just get to think of funny shit the whole time. It's interesting.
Well, you have to get funny shit.
But anyway, so let's talk about these big clit Italians. Do you feel like, what is it about Italian? Dude, what do you think it is?
Pete's
about,
already regretting this choice.
what do you think it is about Italian women that makes their fucking, they got rudders down there, man? Like if they were a
I mean, they got
sailboat.
chest hair, man. I don't mess with Italian women. I'm just
Because they got
no
chest hair?
disrespect. It just wasn't. I told you the way.
Just because they got chest hair.
Yeah. What do you think about Indian women? You think they got hair on
Oh
their
yeah,
tits,
yeah. I messed
right?
with Indian women before. Yeah,
And they got hair on their
smell like
tits?
curry for 3 days, bro. That's serious, bro. I had to get it out of my pores.
I wish
You
I
smelled like curry for 3 days?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Why?
'Cause I don't know what just
Because you're a passionate
oils,
lover and
the
you just
oils.
fucking, you get all up on it. You get naked when you have sex.
Nah, dude, that's gay, fam. That shit is
Well, I mean,
weird.
how do you have sex? What do you put your fucking
Pull your dick out between
I mean,
your
I have
boxers.
the zipper.
Just
I have
why you have a zipper for,
Wait,
dog?
you pull your dick out through your
Stay
boxers?
fully clothed. You pull the zipper down.
Yeah, and you just fucking pull your
Tuck down a little bit.
The
You know what I mean?
best
wrong
is-
with
If your
you, yo?
dick doesn't have little chafing from your zipper on the side,
Then you
I'm-
gay,
then
dog.
you're gay, bro. That's super gay. if you have
Visual.
that.
Have you ever? Let me tell you something. The best traction. If
Yeah.
you ever leave your shoes on.
Yeah.
Certain Jordans and Timberlands.
Have the best traction for
Yeah,
sex.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I have consensual sex, so I don't need that. But that's cool, though.
What do you mean? What do you mean consensual? I'm talking about.
That's cool, though, that you need to fight
hold on.
something back.
You have
These are all
consensual sex?
Bro, it's 2011. Wait, what year is it? It's 2019.
2011.
It's 2019. We consensual, bro. It's all
Oh,
about that
shit.
consent.
I did not
You know what I
know.
mean?
Why? Wait. What are you talking about?
I don't know, but you're wearing lavender.
Lilac.
Whatever.
That's how you know
like
it's
it?
consensual
I
sex.
feel like it's backwards, yo. I feel like consensual sex, you gotta be ass naked.
Yeah.
You gotta be. Like, there's
you got
no
your
way you're
clothes
taking
on?
the pussy like butt ass naked. Like, you're not raping somebody ass naked. You're too vulnerable for that shit. Like, if you're just slipping it through your fucking zipper pants, like, you got time. Like, it's fucking, you're on the clock. You gotta go.
Dude, no, that's like bathroom sex. Like you're in the bathroom at the Smith, and you just need to go in there.
The
and knock it out.
Smith.
No, the Smith is where I fucking.
In the bathroom at last lap.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Smith, they got the unisex bathrooms, and it's a stall that your door has a
Yes.
lock.
You fucked in
Yeah,
the
they got
Smith
the-
bathroom?
You have bathroom sex?
Come on, son. It's Schultz. Nah, I never did it yet. But,
Over a
What about beach?
$17
Sex on
fucking
the
lock
beach?
sandwich.
yo, that's why you
I
gotta
had
get
beach sex
that.
once. It was so overrated.
Sand
I
on
had-
my ass.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it looks good on
Hold
TV.
on.
I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this?
You were
for?
fucking on
beach sex.
on the bottom. You were on the bottom on the beach.
She rode me.
She rode you.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I
And
lost
I
my
had
virginity
sand.
on the beach. Did you know that?
No. That's
July
pretty cool,
4th.
though.
When you
Like,
say
meaning, like it was planned or it took like just happened out of the ordinary.
It was happenstance. I fucked my friend Pete's cousin. Not you, a different
I was
friend.
about to say what? Who's like awkward
Different
fast?
My boy
fuck
Pete
is-
Clock. I fucked his cousin.
peacock.
That sounds like you're making this up. What do you
Swear
mean?
to God,
Pete Clock?
Pete Clock. His last name's
Well, tell him
Clock.
what time it is. I don't know. What the fuck, Pete Clock?
Well, the time was actually 12:01 because
Okay.
it was July 4th.
And then you had sex when the ball dropped?
Well, the ball doesn't drop. The things go in the sky. But I got on top and I put that rubber on and I started getting in them guts. And
I don't believe you.
I swear to God,
Getting
that's
in
how I
those
lost it.
guts, I don't. Is it your first time you said having sex?
Yeah. It lasted so short there was still time left to watch the fireworks. I swear to God, we started with the fireworks on some romantic shit, and I busted, and then we just laid down and watched the rest of the fireworks.
How'd she feel?
Say what?
How'd she feel?
I would say regretful. I would assume regretful.
Akaash
I did
and
not
Kaz.
give good dick, bro.
Let me
it
tell you
was bad dick.
What's up?
Hey, you talking to the king of bad dick right now, boy.
That was bad.
Akaash and Kaz, has Andrew changed since he's went on Joe
No,
Rogan?
no,
he's only got
literally
worse.
not at all.
He's only got worse. He's only got worse, bro.
I mean, every time I see him,
Let me tell you.
every time I see him, there's never a day he doesn't have a bad haircut, right? Meaning, like,
Yeah.
it's always, it's like he goes every other day.
Let me tell you
Boy,
something.
Alex.
Yeah,
Shout out to my
Alex,
boy
yeah.
Alex, man. Alex Antwerp taking
I
care of
seen
my
Alex. He takes
Sally
it in
Hershberger
the
salon.
shitter. I seen him.
No, he's straight.
Okay.
And he got a girl, but he could
Takes it
he
in
could
the
fuck
shitter.
everything,
He
bro.
takes it in the
Let me tell you
shitter.
something.
When's the last time you heard he takes it in the
Yo, we're
shitter?
getting Italian Pete out. Every once in a while, if you go Italian enough,
Takes it in
because
the
Pete is
shitter.
hip hop Pete, but if you lean in Italian, you get Italian Pete out. He takes it in the shitter.
I'm gonna hold water in Flagrant.
Yeah.
You spit it. Oh yeah, you got to move his whole fucking neck back like a Lego, bro. This guy is built like a fucking Lego. He got no head movement whatsoever.
Oh my God, yo! You know what?
It's just
Like
straight
a
arms.
Canadian
and
in
legs
South
like
Park.
this.
Pete's looking for how long we've been talking.
no.
He's
Say it looks
"Let me
like
get
a
the fuck
Canadian
outta
in
here."
South Park.
Hold on. You know what? Let's take a quick break.
Why are we
Internet.
taking a
Oh,
break?
we're taking
We're
a
rocking
break.
and rolling.
No,
What do we
we
need a
have,
break
like,
for?
no
No
questions
break.
in
No
it.
break. No break. No break. No break. Take a break. I'm taking my cock out right now. I'm taking it out right now.
And he's putting it in your shitter.
Akash, we're gonna switch seats pretty soon if he does that.
Why?
Because he's gonna take his cock out.
Whatever, dog. It's a good
Bro,
cock.
like
I
you
seen
never
it.
seen a cock. You went to prison. You seen all the cocks.
That's not necessarily true.
That's not necessary. That's necessary. True.
Business.
I
You don't see
mean-
cocks in prison. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
You don't
Is
see
it
any
because they're
cocks.
so deep inside you can't see them?
No.
You can't watch from behind.
You have
It is
to.
fun being on this side, Kazim.
Hey,
Kazim.
hey.
You have to learn how to. You have to learn how to be strategic.
That's fucking funny, bro.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
that is.
What do you mean
fucking
strategic? Like you
funny.
got to sit on it gently?
No. First of all,
Exhale.
jail is not what everyone thinks. it
Jail's
is,
not lit.
Okay. Jail is not what everyone thinks it is.
Yeah.
What does
A lot
everyone
of
think
people
it
think
is?
you're getting fucked. You're getting this. You're
No, we
getting
didn't
that.
say you're getting fucked.
No, yeah.
Never
Or you're
said
seeing
that.
cock.
No, I don't think everyone's getting fucked. I thought you were getting fucked.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why?
Because it's the way you move, right? And it's the way you move.
You don't move
If
sexy
you
enough
stay
to get
away
fucked?
from internets.
No, just go. Don't stop. Don't make it about the Instagram video.
If you stay away from drugs, right?
Yeah.
If you stay away from gambling,
yeah.
if you stay away from any type of sexual contact,
Yeah.
okay?
What's sexual contact?
You understand what it is, right? If you stay away from any of that, you can survive in prison.
No, but don't they try to take that ass?
I mean,
They didn't try to take those butt cheeks?
if you're in everybody's business
Yeah.
and talking shit and fucking owing people money and doing drugs and gambling, then you make yourself out there. You understand? And if you're messing with other people and then this guy's messing with this person, it becomes a drama-filled game.
Are you sure nobody tried to have sex with you just because they thought you were too ugly?
I read my books. Too ugly. I'm a beautiful guy. I got a big beak, but I'm good.
Big meat.
You understand?
He's Italian.
Internet. Listen, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but
Big
I
beak.
thought it was a good idea to get Flagrant 2 come.
We getting flagrant, baby.
We're very flagrant.
Things are off
As a
the rails
mashup,
already,
you know.
bro.
Akash, let me tell you something. How do you like this podcast world?
I like it, man. I like it. It's fun.
It changed your life around, you think?
Yeah, he was
to a
fucking
large
homeless
degree.
at
I was
one
going
point.
broke during the podcast.
No, be honest.
That was,
Like, it's
that was
okay
a
to be
real thing.
honest.
So I had a really good year in 2017. We started the podcast toward the end of the year. And then we weren't really making much money on it, but I didn't care. And then 2018, all my work dried up. I was on like 6 or 7 TV shows, and then all of a sudden, one by one, they all just got canceled, or something weird would happen, or whatever. One just never came out. So I'm going broker and broker and broker, and this podcast was like, I would just come in here and forget about everything, and then we would just have fun, talk shit, be wild, whatever. And then when we started the Patreon, that took care of me. So like,
Sure.
it's been great.
And you've been taking care of the Patreon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All
You
the-
were on a Patreon app, I believe.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
please.
You got to get you back so you
That
can
paywall is a lifesaver, bro.
so you can be more
They
fragrant.
still
on it.
haven't seen the MAGA hat Kaz yet.
Oh yeah.
Now,
yeah.
you didn't do a podcast before Flagrant,
did.
right? Did you?
I had a wrestling podcast I do with my
that's
friends,
right.
like with
what's
Emilio
his name?
Sparks.
Yeah. Shout out to Emilio Sparks.
But it wasn't something like consistent. Like honestly, like doing Flagrant 2 like taught me more about like how to do successful shows and shit. Like, consistency.
Really?
You know
You
what I
learn?
mean?
You know
Like,
why?
I
Because
ain't
it's
learned
not
nothing.
normal. So the point I'm making is what you were saying before is correct. Like meaning like it could have took you another year or two to make money.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, having 3 people all on the same page, and I guess you got to give credit to each people involved. But
Yeah.
you know, it's amazing to see where you know what a podcast has done.
Yeah.
Like even I think about like honestly, Andrew, and I know you're never really serious, Andrew. You want to talk about cocks, but I do mean this.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
There we go.
be about the cock.
No, but I mean this. Even looking at like I'm a person like I'm never like you know I'm proud to see other people people in podcasts flourish. You know even the network like you know being there to start the network from and then seeing like you guys think about it, if we never met Chris, right?
Yeah.
You know me and Combat, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then started the network. Maybe
We'd
this
probably
would
be
never
making a
happen.
lot more money.
Yeah,
Probably,
no,
yeah.
absolutely. Like,
No,
Dude.
you understand what I'm trying to say, though?
Yeah,
Like, meaning,
I
like,
understand
It's
what you're trying to
amazing how, think about Brilliant Idiots, right? And,
Yeah.
And what I always say this, what it has done, it has put Andrew 10 steps ahead of every comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because he has a bigger audience, right?
Yes.
He's not only talking to the fucking people in fucking, Mercer Street or the comedy club down there.
Yeah.
He's talking worldwide. And you see it for yourself, too. Like, when you go around, people know who you are now.
It's
like,
different. It's a little different, especially with the Patreon. You can tell the perception of me is a little different. Whereas before, even being on these TV shows that were on MTV, comics were kind of like, all right, whatever. Now you can feel a shift with the podcast.
Yeah, same here. Like it's like I've done. I feel like I've done a lot of like notable shit, but like it's weird that like more people recognize me for this show than for any of that other shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I thought that was just kind of normal for a while. Like I just thought like, oh, you do a podcast for a while, it blows up, and people like it. It's like nah, like Flagrant 2 is like kind of special, like in the niche audience that we caught,
Intimate.
and like right at the right time where it wasn't easy like to talk about the shit that we talk about.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Especially in the sports with the sports guys behind it.
We're unfiltered in a world full of filters.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere where, literally, even, no disrespect to this podcast, but I'm sure if we got you to say some wild shit, you'd be like, yo, we got to cut that. Yeah. We have made it a point to there's like nothing really that we will cut.
Let me give you some more facts. I mean, I've been around, podcasting since 2009, 2010.
Right? I didn't ask for facts, but that's cool.
But hold on. I know you want to be funny, but let me just give you the facts on that.
Right.
I could probably think of about 30 plus times with Combat and myself that I was asked to cut something.
Yep.
And I'm okay with it because I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
Right.
My style of podcast has always been, don't get me wrong, and you know me, and you guys know me, I can come into a room and we can get real unfiltered.
Right.
Or I like to go over the journeys and to really like care. Like even how like when I've had Andrew on so many times, and recently speaking about his parents. And actually it was dope that I seen you that a couple days later with your family.
Yeah.
Showing them, or maybe they were looking by themselves, but they were looking at the tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
The on an iPad.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the point I'm making is like I like the real shit like that. Like even Kaz, like think about
That was
it. Right?
one of my favorite podcasts.
What?
The one I did with you. It was,
Well, not Joe Rogan that got 3 million fucking views.
but no, it was Joe Rogan was great for a different reason. But like the one I did with you, it's rare that I'm just very serious, and like I just want to get out a message, and you just caught me in that moment, and I was very serious, and I just wanted to share how I felt about something. I didn't want to goof around as much for whatever reason.
Sure.
And it was a real cool talk. It was like an inside the actor's studio. I don't know if people who listen to this will remember that show. I don't know what age group is listening to this, but like it was just one of those moments. It was rare.
Yeah, you
caught me on a rare one.
No, I like that. It was good, and people, I got a lot of things. Having you on a couple of times, I remember people hit me like, "Yo, Andrew Schulz is, sometimes he's a dick, but actually, I think I like him now." And I like
that tends to be the path with Andrew.
Yeah.
Well, I like that. I like that. For many reasons, and to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I like that for is because in this game of podcasting, right? Think about how many doors it opened, and think about how many, like, your career, right? Even Kaz, right? You were involved in a bunch of things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was times where you, even though you've done a bunch of things, like all of us have, I'm sure there was times where you're like, I got to figure out where I'm doing next.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like this podcast caught me at like the exact right time. Like I thought, I was just gonna be in like the content creation space. Like I was doing Stash for a while, and I was at Bleacher Report, and that was kind of my thing. And then when all that stuff kind of dried up, I was like, what the fuck do I do now?
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then this podcast, like, just fucking, it put me in rooms that I didn't think I would even get into, and like just like opportunities that have come just from being, just being like the same way Brilliant Idiots has done for Andrew, and then putting him in different rooms, like what it's done for me, being seeing Andrew's rise, like with the kind of the rising tide lifting all the ships, like that's kind of what it's done for me in my career, even though I'm not even a stand-up comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like just being in the room and being like, I guess like the de facto sports voice between like two fucking batshit comedians. Like I've gotten to do shit with like Slam and Complex and Revolt, and I got this crazy opportunity coming up hopefully with Jordan Brand Classic. So like it's incredible, man, and I think all this stuff kind of happens at the right time for the right reasons if you just kind of like do it out of an honest, you know what I mean, and if you're coming from an honest space, so.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I remember too. I remember when you were with was that Stashed?
Yeah.
And I remember. I don't know exactly what happened, but I remember when it ended. I don't know. I feel like maybe we seen each other once or whatever at that time.
I was pissed about that.
And I remember you felt like
I was pissed about that.
And I was,
I fucking I put I respect Steve Stout. He's a legend in the industry and all that type of shit. But like I really feel like I put like everything I had into that, because it was like, oh man, I got this guy backing me, I got this agency, I got all this shit, and he kind of took everything I built with that and like turned it into something else, and like I was real bitter about that for a while, and I guess like I guess everything kind of happens for a reason now, but I'm kind of glad I did it. I'm glad for 4 years was successful and it did what it had to do, and it put a lot of people on from there. Like everybody that worked under me has all gone on to do like amazing shit at like Netflix or like the NBA or AT&T, like have great careers in that sense, and it's cool to know that like they got their start like working with me under that shit. But
listen, with Flagrant 2, right? Mm-hmm. How many fucking Patreon do you have? What do you call it? Patreon members?
Patrons. How many patrons? So we celebrated over 5,000. What are we at now? 55?
I'll tell you right now. Let me pull it up.
It's impressive, man. It's impressive.
So we were, so what happens is every month there's this like drop off. That's why it might not be the exact.
Yeah, we're about close to 5,500, 5,419.
Is that because
paid subscribers?
Because motherfuckers don't pay their credit card bills or they pay it late. So and then when they pay it, it puts them back automatically. So you have to check like mid-month for it. But yeah, it's been unprecedented what we've been able to do. Like we're the fastest rising Patreon account in the world, and like.
It's over 5,000, right?
Yeah, it's a testament to what it is like having an intimate relationship with the people that listen to you, and my whole career has been based on, at least this latter part of it, on the intimacy that you have with the people who support you, right? Because I feel like as the barriers of entry to getting to fans begin to crumble, i.e., TV networks, etc., and you have your own personal relationship with your fans, what will separate those of us who have a career and those of us who will be, a flash in the pan, are how intimate that relationship is. So for me, I want to touch them in every way that I possibly can. I want to empower them in every way that I possibly can. Like when we're hiring people for anything, when I hire a graphic designer, I hire an asshole. The asshole army are the people who listen to podcasts.
And
so when I hire editors,
why asshole army for people listening who don't know? What does that mean?
We always say
the podcast is analysis by assholes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're the asshole army, right? And when we throw this shit up right here, this is an asshole.
Okay.
Keep it tight. We're not in the Bloods. No, keep it tight.
It's not, that's too loose.
That's that post-prison.
Look at this right here. Make that bubble tight.
The asshole's too loose,
Make
bro.
this tight.
Make a handshake for Flagrant, okay?
Oh, yeah, maybe we do that shit.
Maybe.
So,
hold on.
Wait, let's try that. Hold on.
oh, now we're getting blood.
That was intimate, dog. That was intimate.
It is very intimate.
I felt a little something.
In your loins. So the point is, like, we gotta. So everything that I do in my personal life, and everything that now, as you're seeing these guys start to do their personal projects, right? It's about empowering the people who have supported us, and then having the people who support us empower each other, right? So, like, everybody in the asshole community, especially within the patron, is trying to help out each other. If there are dudes that need drywall, so a motherfucker that does drywall goes to their house and helps them out. Everything is about community.
Community, yeah, absolutely.
So when you become part of our podcast, you're not just getting 2 hours of distraction. You're buying into a community with values, and you get far more out of this community than you're giving in. So people are like, oh yeah, I pay $5 a month for an extra episode, or $25 a month, or $10 a month, whatever it is for an extra episode. you're getting way more than that out of it, and that's the only way you can have a platform. You're not a platform until the people who view you get more out of your platform than you do. So our whole model is we want everybody who supports us to feel like they're getting a deal, meaning we are getting the short end of the stick by you being part of this.
Yeah.
You're getting the long end of the stick.
Hey,
See what
yo,
I'm saying?
I pay $5, but I get $100 worth of whatever the
Like,
fuck
for
I get.
example,
Yeah,
like,
like
I don't pay
Eden.
for internet on the flights anymore.
Well, why?
Because I got somebody that's in the asshole army that gives me his T-Mobile code, and if you got T-Mobile, you don't got to pay internet. Like, and that's everybody. Like, we had Pornhub passwords going around. We got HBO Go passwords going around. Everything that we're doing is community based.
Yeah, if you pay that subscription, you get access to our Discord account, which connects you with other asshole army members, and literally the whole thing is different, like almost
Fire stick.
not even just
Everything
fine,
you
literally,
need, like,
literally
son,
anything
everything
you
you
need,
need.
bro. Like it's insane what they built on this shit. Like I'll just read off some of the fucking options that you have for the Discord stuff. They have there's a podcast section, which is obviously you can talk about the podcast, but there's help an asshole, there's current events, there's mental health, weed, family and parenting, finance, food, fashion and cars, career advice, like music, like if you like memes, if you need bootleg movies or some shit, like fantasy sports, literally everything. And it's broken down by sports, it's broken down by geographical region, it's broken down by states, and it's fucking incredible, you know, the type of brotherhood, well, fraternity, not even just fraternity, because there's lots of women involved too, but like just the people that built that community within listening just to this podcast. So, and even on top of that, like Eden, who was like, you know, just a guy who listened to our show for a while, now he produces our podcast. Not only that, he helps produce my show for Revolt and films it and cuts it. And,
I didn't. Okay, I think I met that guy before.
Exactly.
I met him.
Good kid.
Alex brought him one time. I was
Great
doing
kid.
something with Gary V, and he brought him.
Exactly.
I
So
met him.
you know, it's one of those things, man. Like where it's, you know, if you're down with the army, like we'll always look out for you. And if I see you in the streets and you throw up the asshole, I'm like, oh, okay, that's my guy.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know. So it's just a bonding
amazing.
thing.
It's amazing to see a community built off of unfiltered barbershop talk. You know, again, you know, you're gonna.
I mean, when you think about it, how are most communities built? Like, there's a reason why people go to the barbershop,
yeah, for the conversation and the cut.
right? So it's like,
I can be me.
yeah, you could be yourself, and like what we provide at the baseline is normalcy. You know, I can't tell you how many times we get people reaching out and they're like, yo, it's fun listening to you guys, because in this world where everything's so politically correct, for 2 hours a week, I actually feel like I'm normal.
Yeah.
Because you guys speak on and have the ideas that I've been having this whole week, but I got to keep quiet at work because I don't want to get, you know, HR involved.
Sure,
I
sure.
got to be quiet because I don't, et cetera. So it's like we're offering this breath of fresh air and normalcy. And
It's
anytime
normalcy,
you could,
bro.
Yeah,
It's
anytime
normalcy.
you can make someone feel normal,
Yeah.
you know, anytime you can make someone feel normal and included, there's a massive like connection that you create with that person. And maybe that's why we don't have the numbers that some of these bigger podcasts do, but we affect the culture way more than they do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well, you know, do you get more blowback sometimes from shit going on, or you think you get more like, you know, love?
They're done with me. Like they learned the lesson. Like, you know, I went through it all. Right? I went through. You can only try to light someone on fire so many times without them burning. Does that make sense? Like,
Say that again. Say that one more time.
So it's like they tried to light me on fire so many times in my career, right?
Yeah.
Just from Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
Eventually, when you see that somebody just is cool with
Just
being on
comfortable in the fire.
yeah, like eventually you're like, all right, well, we might as well light someone else on fire.
And that's a lot
because-
of things that I get just working with Andrew, because so many times people are like, how can you let Andrew just say those things and do this? I'm like, dog, that's what the show is about.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm sitting here saying he can't say those things, that means like everything this show stands for is bullshit. Because if I get mad that Andrew feels something differently than I do, or Akaash feels something differently than I do, then like, why the fuck are we doing this show?
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are you coming here feeling you can't feel normal if I'm sitting here being the fucking PC police for these motherfuckers, no matter what they feel like?
And then you got to also realize, like, this is something I learned early, is that people don't really care
That's another thing.
So here's the thing, right? People don't really care, right? What they're trying
They don't
to
care
do,
that much.
They don't care that much. Like what they're trying to do is they're trying to virtue signal, right? They're trying to expose something so they could get a pat on the back for exposing, right? So what I've realized is if they don't get the pat on the back, they'll go to somewhere else to expose. Does that make sense? So it's like if for example, you know, I'm trying to think of like the biggest dirtbag or the biggest motherfucker and, you know, just a piece of shit. I can't really think. But right now, I'm trying to think of an example. So
Woody Harrelson?
No, not really Harrelson.
What's this guy's name who he adopted the girl and then he had married
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Oh, Woody Allen. No, he's not a good example because he got like a little bit of a holier than now look. But essentially this. Okay, let's say Trump. Trump's a perfect example, right? Trump said a bunch of wild shit initially, and everybody's like, yo, how could he say this wild shit? And then he kept on saying it. They kept on trying to light him on fire. It didn't work. And eventually he says something wild, and people are like, all right, that's what he does. He says wild shit. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. Like Chris Rock earlier in his career, great example. Like he said, Hillary Clinton should be the first person on her knees sucking Bill's dick. She's the first lady. That's a wild thing to say about a president's wife, bro. That's crazy, right? But Chris has already established the saying whatever the fuck he wants, so you can't light him on fire because he can walk through it. So for me, I realize is when you don't play into them lighting you on fire, when you don't seem affected, they stop looking for you and they look for easy bait. Or they look for easy food, something easy to hunt.
But do you feel like the opportunities get limited where, like, say, certain people or outlets may not want to mess with
You can't give me nothing. You can't give me nothing.
I'll tell you
anymore.
a story.
Well, sponsorships help.
I'll tell you a story.
Ready? This is a reality of the matter.
Okay.
And then I want to hear this cat story, but this is the reality of the matter. Is it there's nothing you can give me anymore. I create everything that I want to do myself. You can give me nothing. I don't want anything you can give me. I am the leverage for your company. And if you want to do business with me, you have to do business with me on my terms. So that is what changed everything in my career. My new tour, I'm sponsored by Monster Energy, right? They wanted something a certain way, and I said I didn't want it that way. And then they changed because I was willing to walk away. Because I know what I bring to the table. I create everything that I want to do. If I want to make a special, I'll make it. I'm not waiting on nobody.
No, I understand that, but then when it's made, it's like, you know, it's got to be eaten or it's got to be consumed.
And it's consumed on the platforms that we create, on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, what business is me doing a show for Comedy Central when nobody's going to see it? What business is me doing a show for HBO when no one's going to see it?
No, well, what I'm saying is this: you've done a great job, like, and you know, of doing that. We spoke about this on
Right.
our recent show with you on, but you've done a great job of finding your pocket and really changing your mindset.
Right.
And it's insane. Even that clip that we have is like fucking the way I stopped expecting and started creating like that whole shit.
Yeah,
But
that
the
really
point I'm
went
making
viral,
is you don't have.
Glad I made it up.
But
That's me, motherfucker. This guy took it the next day. The next day he took it.
I did that shit the next day, bro. It's like, whoa, it's real deep.
I don't want you to be you know, a person that can't wear, like, why not can you have a Comedy Central? Like, why not Flagrant could be on Comedy
Well,
Central?
I'll
I'm just giving an example. It could be.
I'll give you an example.
No, of course, but the point I'm trying to make is I don't want you to sound like, I'm not saying you are, but I don't want you to be like an independent artist, like, oh, I'm independent. You know, sometimes.
I'll give you an example.
Okay, go.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Last summer, CBS Sports reached out to us and was
I
like,
remember, didn't you do like a trial?
we had they were doing this rollout of like new summer programming for CBS Sports, whatever, and they were like, oh, we love your show, we would love to, you know, if this goes well, you know, we'd love to do like a full-on thing with you guys. I think Akaash like had to cut the deal, whatever. And you know, we did their first show for CBS Sports. It did great for them. It did good views. That was the only thing that had any type of social currency with them. And then, you know, and I don't really think they knew what our show was. I just think they saw, oh, these guys have a popular show. Let's put it on CBS. They didn't know like we were just gonna just roast motherfuckers for 30 minutes straight, right? And then, you know, when it was time to like see what we thought about it, like everything went well, but they were just like, oh, we don't know if this is right for us. You know what I mean? And we get it. It's CBS. So like it's not, you know, it's not the type of outlet that would be good for the type of content that we put out. And Andrew's right. Like, for the shit we do, it doesn't even feel good if you have to.
That's not the reason why we lost CBS. Kaz showed up 3 hours late. That's why we lost CBS. That's not
what they said.
Talk about
That's not what they said
to me.
That's what they said.
I was fresh off the fucking
That's
plane.
what they said to you.
I was fresh off the fucking plane from some WWE
For missing a flight.
shit I was doing, and
but that's why we lost.
Damn,
And
that is right. Shit, my bad, guys.
It's all good. It's all
but they did say something along the lines of that, though.
The reason was that the guys who confirm these pilots also do the Super Bowl, right? So like, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with these companies, and I'm sure you understand this, if they're just like, how can I be safe and secure with my money?
Yeah,
that's really what it comes down to.
Exactly.
And we had this talk before, but it's like, so when they see that on the audition, they're like, if you 3 hours late for the interview, how you gonna be when we have the show? Now, these things happen, and we ride with
You
Kaz.
really were late?
Yeah, I was. I ain't gonna front. I
3 hours.
I missed. God, I was flying in from.
We did start without him.
And it was still good, but I forgot where I was flying in from. But like, I literally came like with my bags, like straight to the.
It was still good, but that kind of thing, regardless of how talented you are.
I know. That looks.
In this business, it's not talent, right?
Yeah.
In this business, it's talent and reliability.
And who you know.
Well, there's a bunch of different things, but you need to. And we looked as if we weren't reliable in that situation. Now, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. We move on. We go forward. What I'm trying to say is that these things don't qualify me, right? I don't need a deal with somebody to be qualified in what I do. All I need is the people.
Of course, I understand what you're saying.
Now, if these companies, what has happened recently, right, is after we've built this, and after I've built, the stand-up platform, and I've affected the stand-up industry, right? All of a sudden, these companies have called me and asked to meet with me, and the meeting is different from, hey, would you like to do this thing? The meeting turns into, hey, would you like to run our stand-up division? Hey, how can you consult us on this?
Sure, we'll create content, etc.
Right, but a much more massive scale.
Sure.
Right,
okay.
So that's the difference when you create your own product and you do it on your terms. Eventually, the meeting that you get with those companies is not about a show. It's about the umbrella of shows. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not looking for quick money, and I don't need none of that. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I get it. I don't want you to. I just want to make sure you weren't being bitter, Andrew.
Never bitter. You can't be bitter when you're winning.
Yeah, well, but there are rainy days that come, so you have to just be prepared and have an umbrella.
Save your money. We save our money.
So that's all I'm saying. Well, it's not only about money. It's not only about money.
A good amount of it's about money, though.
What I mean by that is
You get a nice ass umbrella if you got some money saved.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta have some money saved.
I know what you're saying,
Windproof.
but what I'm saying is
I always operate with a year.
always keep an open mind. That's
This is
all I'm
how
saying.
I operate. My business model. I can pay everything I need to pay for a whole year. I always keep that in cash. Some people like to invest their money and do those kind of things. I don't. I like to be able to
keep a
run
year's salary.
all my business, not only my salary, the people who work for me salary, right? Everybody's salary. I want to be able to keep the lights on for a whole year making zero money. That's what I keep in cash. After that, I'm not a very, flaunty guy. I don't need a lot of things. I just love creating content. So I know that in a year, if I'm at zero, you give me 365 days, I'm back to wherever I need to be. I believe in myself.
There we go. You got to write a book then about that.
Whatever.
No. I'm being honest.
Whatever.
Why do you need a book? He has a fucking.
I'm telling
he has
him right
hundreds
now.
of podcast episodes.
Yeah,
where
this is
he's
where
giving
they
the
get
game
it.
away for
Right
free.
here. I'm not charging you.
I'm
I'm
gonna tell you why.
right
Right there, I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because people forget, and I know you may think they don't, but they do, right? And I'll give you, and most people don't listen to everything. I'll give you a great example. I heard you on what's this? Horrible Decisions.
Yes.
And they were talking about the Heather Hunter episode I did, and Weezy prefaced it like, I don't listen to Premium Pete, but I listen to this episode, right? The point I'm making is this: it's okay for you to not. A lot of people don't listen to every episode.
Right.
Some people listen to one episode, or right now there's people who listen to 10 episodes. That may not be Patreons. Or
Sure.
patrons.
Yeah.
So they may not get that message.
He really
A book
struggling with
puts
the
you
word
current.
patrons.
What?
Yeah.
You really
No,
struggling
I'm
with
just
the
saying.
word patrons.
A book is
I understand
another.
what you're saying.
It gets
It's
you more
another outlet.
current. Gets
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and it gets you in front of people. Gets you. You know, I look at the end of the day. Look, I like what you guys are doing. That's why I invited you here. I like each and every one of you. I wish the best for you guys to just continue to be blessed and do well and make people laugh and have fun. But at the end of the day, look, what I see is a lot of changing a lot of things. So maybe you do a book as a comedy tour. Who knows? And then everyone comes to the fucking
For sure.
If the comedy tour
I'll
gets a
help you
book.
write it.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not anti-book at all.
I'll help you write it, bro.
Listen, I think book is. I just think you do a book when like.
What, when you're about to die?
No, not when you're about to die, but when you like have finished something.
And you have finished something.
You finish something.
No, not yet.
Yes, you have. If you wait for that, you may die.
You're gonna see. The next thing that I do.
And who's to say you can't write another book afterwards?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, but like, and I think you write the next book after you finish that. Like, the next thing I do with stand-up, I'm very excited for, because I'm going to start producing stand-up specials for comics. But it's bigger than just a special. Like, I'm going to produce a special that allows them to have some leverage and control of their career. I have a cool way of going about it. And that, I think, will really... Like, if I already disrupted stand-up, this is going to be the major disruption of stand-up.
What about school?
Say again?
Would you be a professor for a comedy class, teaching people about? You know?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Sure, why not? I'm not against any of that shit. I'm just saying, like, once I do that, I think that there's more to tell in the story, and then eventually we get back into it.
Well, listen, keep on doing that, because I'll tell you one thing: when the day that Andrew Schulz has a kid or gets married, all this shit's gonna change.
Then I'll do the book, because I know it'll be time to step down.
He at home all day.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll be what?
I'll be
He'll be at home all day.
Oh my! No, well, you're not at home all day. It's just I told you before this. When you have kids or you think different, and I try to tell him this. You know, like I remember when I called you that day, and I was like, "Yo, you have the best ability because you don't think like that."
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have any kids, and you know, and he's out there like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You may think different from telling a joke if you have a kid or you're married, or you know what I mean? No?
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm sure kids will change things.
Yeah, maybe they will. Anyway, what's next for Flagrant? What's next? More episodes, more
Every
patrons.
Tuesday. Every Patreon is every Friday. And we drop the regular episodes every
And you're
Tuesday.
on a tour?
Yeah, I'm on tour. I'll be in. Go to theandrewschultz.com for that. My official new tour starts June 8th. Monster
Okay.
Energy and Outbreak presents the Matador
Shouts
tour.
to Monster Energy.
Shout to them. And then I'm
Shouts.
doing gigs on the way up to that tour, preparing for it in cities all around the country. And yeah, I'm very excited. We got some cool new shit to check out.
Good to hear.
What about you, Akaash?
I'm in Houston April 18th, headlining at the Secret Room.
H-Town.
And I'm
Stand
gonna
up.
Headline and say that shit proudly,
Yes, sir.
motherfucker.
And I'm gonna be
Goddamn.
here at Caroline's April 26th and 27th, Friday and Saturday.
Okay, maybe I'll pull up on
7:30 show. Come through. Get tickets at my website, akashsingh.com. It's AKAASHSINGH.
What about you, Kaz?
This Saturday, I'm in Chicago, House of Blues for Duce Palooza. Doing that.
How's everything going with Duce
It's
Palooza?
fucking
Illest
great.
party in the country.
Fucking great. Best party in the world, man. On top of that, I'm starting to do a lot more other events of my own. I did Wale Mania last
Okay,
week,
nice.
which was incredible.
Congrats.
But the Chicago one is this Saturday for Duce Palooza. Cause and Effect every week on Revolt TV, which is doing really well for them. Doing some amazing shit for this app called Stationhead. Just heading up content, creating shows for them, just creating a lot of just empowering a lot of like young creatives to do their own shit and take things I've learned and make them use that and make their own money and do that type of shit. And then some other cool shit that I probably can't even announce yet, but you'll all see pretty soon.
He's
I'm really
got
excited.
some exclusives, you know.
Yeah, I like to save it for the assles. No, I love you, Pete, but the
Nah, it's all good.
assholes are in this.
I don't need. I don't bank on your exclusive.
No, my bad. Shit.
No.
Talking to regular Pete.
No,
my fault.
I'm dead serious.
his
My fault,
podcast.
unleaded Pete.
What I mean is, I've been quoted that once in a while, but those are only by people who, they don't understand. They don't understand. No, but really, I when I say I don't bank on, I just enjoy people to get a chance to listen to different moments, not exclusive moments. You know what I mean? Like I'm not looking for a shock value. Even like I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm just a different style of podcaster. You know what I mean?
It's always a chill vibe here, man.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of your show, and especially when you were doing the show with Combat. You know, as always, you know.
When we found you eating chicken at Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were going in on that.
I was fucking killing them chickens, bro.
Me and Combat were. He didn't even see us. Me and Combat were sitting down, and Kaz got the
They fucking sat and watched me for 20 minutes. Fucking set my people back like 20 years, just fucking annihilating some fried chicken.
Yo,
Blue Ribbon.
Yo, you know how we got to you, right?
How?
We sent you a video. Kaz sent.
Yeah, I remember. I was sitting there.
Video, and
I saw the Combat Jack tweet, text.
Yeah.
And it's just a video of me just getting just fucking destroying some chicken. I looked up.
said
And
we
these
set up
motherfuckers,
Yo.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Anyway, listen.
Don't regret it, though. Shit was slamming.
Oh yeah, of course. Rest in peace, Combat. Listen.
Rest in peace, Combat.
Last time we did that mashup, remember All We Got Is All of Us with Brilliant Idiots and Combat Jack Show? Oh my God.
That was great, man.
Combat hated you for about a year on that one.
He definitely
maybe
did. He definitely did.
Maybe two.
Comes with
A lot
it.
more people than just Combat.
Yeah, no problem.
Comes with it.
Hey, listen, keep burning on fire. But like I said, I really enjoy you guys, and the success, not just the podcast, just what it could do. You know what I mean? Just coming from early on, not making any money in it early on myself, to where I am today, to see everybody else. Like, I like that shit. So that's why I was like,
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate that, bro.
I'll be on Flagrant soon. Very fragrant.
I can't.
Hell yeah.
I love having you on, man.
Why? Why you say that?
It's just fun. I
It's
think
a
you're
fun
good
vibe.
energy, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't understand you at first. And when I first met you, I didn't understand you. I didn't much like
Well,
you.
we had so many.
At all.
Well, that's because we came at you. I came.
He was your Combat Jack, Pete.
He came at me. I was eating like yogurt or something like that. And he like went at the yogurt, and I was like, "What the fuck is this guy? This is fucking, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on?" And then, but then I got to know you, and like you're just a really genuine guy, and I like you a lot, man.
Well, thank you. You're not taking me home tonight. Internets.
He gonna
Flagrant
try.
2, Kaz, Akaash, Andrew Schulz.
Yes, sir.
Got him.
Internets, if you enjoyed that episode, then hit me up. That's right. Email me at thepremiumpeteshow@gmail.com. Again, that's thepremiumpeteshow@gmail.com. If you're an advertiser, any big company, small company, startup, whatever it is, you want to advertise on the Premium Peep Show, hit me up. Email thepremiumpeteshow@gmail.com, and we'll get to working, okay? And if you have a suggestion or you want to hear a certain guest on the show, whatever it is, okay? You could at Premium Pete Show on Twitter or Instagram, or for the last time I'll tell you, well, I'm not gonna. It's not the last time. Email me thepremiumpeteshow@gmail.com, and let's get to working. CHEA.